Hey folks, welcome back in Dub Africa. This is Chris, and I'd say that this could only happen in South Africa, but we know it's not the case. We've seen pregnant women on their way for an ultrasound arrested in New South Wales. We've seen innocent people arrested and accosted around the world for committing no crimes, perfectly civil behavior being criminalized by fraudulent political actors around the world, and people in Scotland whose homes are invaded, small children attacked in homes. It's off the charts and beyond the pale, folks. The fascist behavior of law enforcement in many countries is turning people against law enforcement, which is unfortunate because lawful police actions are necessary to police our societies. And this effort here to destroy society is just shameful. In the latest incident, this occurred about a week ago on the 13th of January, a father who went out to get baby formula for his 2-day-old child. That's right, folks, 2-day-old child. Not 2-month-old child, not 2-year-old child, 2-day-old child. Went out to collect baby formula, was arrested by police in South Africa for buying baby formula. Can you imagine this? Utter lunacy and harassment of South Africa's population. Now, unsurprisingly, the man is white South African, hardly a surprise in South Africa, but this happens to all South Africans, folks. Don't think that it happens just to white South Africans. This man was arrested for breaking curfew when he bought formula for his 2-day-old baby. He's currently decided to sue the South African Police Services and the 2 police officers who arrested him. He's actually arrested on January 7th when he bought a tin of baby formula at 1 a.m. from a nearby private hospital. Now, the charges were later withdrawn, but folks, that really doesn't matter. This man was harassed, his health was put in jeopardy, and his family was traumatized by this. His name is Nas LaRue, and he is taking legal actions against police, and he should. This kind of harassment is ridiculous. He was arrested in Centurion between Pretoria and Johannesburg on the 7th of January when he bought this tin of baby food around 1 in the morning. And he was arrested even though he showed the police officers the receipt for the formula, and he showed them the formula. Yep, his wife Natasha was forced to walk with a newborn baby and fetch his vehicle. Wow. Now, she was also threatened with arrest when she arrived at the police station after being told by the 2 arresting officers to come and pay bail. So they told her to come to the police station only to threaten this woman who just gave birth 2 days prior. I have to admit the entire event is traumatizing, especially afterwards when I have to look at the effect it will have on my children. It is traumatizing, very disappointing to see what the police did. When you expect them to help you, they do the opposite. We hope to move on, but at this stage, we take it day by day. It is something you wish to forget, but it sticks in your mind when you're at work or when you see a police vehicle. It changes the view I have of the police after what they've done, said Mr. LaRue. As I mentioned, the charges were later withdrawn, but really isn't the issue here, folks. Wow. Wow. Now, it's alleged police discarded his receipt and didn't attach it to the docket when he was charged. He says, I do feel relieved that there will not be a court appearance. It is good to know that it is at least behind us. Apologies from the police will not serve any purpose. Apologies will not help. I can't see that an apology will make everything disappear, said Mr. LaRue. Wow. We're definitely going to sue the individuals in the SAPS, and we're still working on the amount, says his attorney. It's a family lawyer, Lily Rautenbach. Wow. The police in Gauteng had no comment. Ladies and gentlemen, this sort of fascist overreach by authorities is beyond the pale. Beyond the pale. People are allowed to do something that is an emergency. If you are at home and you have an aneurysm burst in your head, you're not expected to lie in bed. Your family may transport you for emergency care to a hospital. That's not breaking curfew. People are only allowed to be out for emergency purposes. I think we can argue that formula for a 2-day-old child is an emergency purpose. Children don't pick the hour when they need food. This was unreasonable harassment. If anything, the police should have just reminded the gentleman that he shouldn't be out at that hour and escort him home. That would have been an appropriate response. But no, the South African Police Service is hell-bent on criminalizing lawful behavior by South Africans. I would say, folks, only in South Africa, but we've seen it in New South Wales, we've seen it in Scotland, we've seen it in England, we've seen it here in the United States, where law-abiding citizens are harassed. And now we have people dropping dimes on their neighbors for not wearing masks. Footsec, piss off, you sad, pathetic trolls. Well, hang in there, South Africa. We're all pulling for you. If you're not a subscriber to Chris White Africa, how about smashing that subscription button, become a subscriber? Right down there. And feel free to toggle the like button, because likes drive viewership, and we need to let the world know what's happening in the midst of this reaction to a virus, which is 180 degrees in the opposite direction in which authorities normally react to a virus. And one has to begin to wonder, 1 year after this scam-demic began, why these officials continue to suppress liberties and not address the pandemic in a productive fashion by isolating the vulnerable, quarantining the infected, and allowing the rest of the world to go about its business. Now we have to arrest fathers procuring formula for 2-day-old infants. Wow. Wow. How about a little bit of energy put into cash in transit heist, farm murders, gang rapes, gender-based violence, and the drug trade in South Africa? That might be far more productive use of your time, South African Police Service and your Minister, Bheki Cele. Thanks a lot, folks, for your patronage and your custom.